D, wait for it, Lightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and have I got a story for you? Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I've read to bring you this video, and you can read them for yourself, or you can just watch this video where I'm gonna just read it to you. Also, before we get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started? And this one was a big buzz the day it happened, you guys. It was a really big buzz, and I wanted to talk about it sooner, and I was going to make a video, but I just didn't have time. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, is out there, and I got to cover TV shows that I'm always doing and stuff. So, but I wanted to talk about this shakeup over at Warner Brothers / DC. So it says right here, this is from the Hollywood Reporter. They got the exclusive on it, and they dropped it right away. And then, you know, everybody started talking about it. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now. And it says, Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 not moving forward as DC movies hit turning point. And I want to talk about that also because it looks like it's not just that, but there's some other stuff going on. But we're going to read through this, and then we'll tell you my stuff. And then we're also going to bring up James Gunn's response to this. So it says, new DC Studios heads James Gunn and Peter Safran are in the final stages of prepping their multi-year plan ahead of the next week's pivotal presentation to Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav. I would love to be a fly on the room for that presentation. Okay. So it says, call it DC Rebirth or DC Genesis. Maybe call it Identity Crisis or Flashpoint. These titles of past DC Comics event series aptly describe the state of Warner Brothers DC movies, which are on the cusp of a new era, but not before a potentially messy transition period. A cleaning of the slate is common when a new executive team is put in place to run a studio or division, but there is likely little precedent for the amount of Clorox James Gunn and Peter Safran could spray as they prepare to launch DC Studios and guide superhero movies for the next half decade and beyond. Yeah, they're going to put forward like a 10-year plan and everything, but they only I think they only signed a 3-year contract. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. All right, let's get on with this. The duo is in recent days flew back to Los Angeles from the snowy city of Aspen, Colorado, where they were huddled in deep planning, and now, like holy figures come down from the mountaintop, have sets of commandments or a DC Bible in hand, or at least a working blueprint. Gunn and Safran are expected to meet next week with David Zaslav, the Warner Brothers Discovery CEO, who is radically reshaping the media company and who hired the duo in October to lead a newly launched film and TV division. The pair, excuse me, I only yawn when I start recording. It's really weird. Anyways, the pair will unveil to Zaslav a plan that is expected to lay out their vision, although much of their plan, which insiders paint as still a work in progress and one that has yet to be approved, is being kept deep in the Batcave. Details of several possible paths forward are trickling out. At least one path not being taken has also been revealed. All right, let's continue with this. Multiple sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 is not moving forward and is considered dead in its current incarnation, sorry. And I want to talk about this in just a second. I'm not going to pull up the article, but I'll talk about it. It's from another article. But yeah, okay. Sources say that Jenkins recently submitted her treatment co-written with Jeff Johns, and that Gunn and Safran, as well as Warner Brothers Pictures co-chairs and co-CEO Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdy, broke the news to the filmmaker, telling her the project as it stood did not fit with their new but still unfolding plans. Jenkins directed and co-wrote the previous two movies starring Gal Gadot and released in 2017 and 2020. No decision has been made about next steps. And while costs are not at factor, insiders say that the DC studios will not have any overburdensome financial restrictions. The studio could end up saving tens of millions of dollars by not making the third installment. Godot, according to sources, was on track for a $20 million payday for Wonder Woman 3, while Jenkins would have received $12 million. Those figures don't include any possible back-end bonuses. Warner's had no comment. It is unclear how any future Wonder Woman movie and Gal Gadot's portrayal of the hero would fit into the new DC plan in a bit of head-scratching timing. Gadot tweeted out of the blue a thank you to fans Tuesday, saying she was grateful to be allowed to play the heroine and role model, adding, "Can't wait to share her next chapter with you." It was unclear whether or not the actress knew the project was being toe tagged. I'm going to read this next one, and then I just want to keep reading because there's some other stuff. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just I don't want to read about the Cavill situation. I just talk about it. Let me just talk about the because this is a long article and I don't want to read all of it and bore you guys. I already read it. I'm trying to remember every little thing that they talked about. Okay. So basically they go on to talk about Henry Cavill. I might do this with it. So they go on to talk about all these other projects and when they're due and everything. It talks about how in hold on, let me just pull it up. Okay, so in The Flash, Henry Cavill is supposed to make a cameo appearance, and apparently they've taken out that cameo. Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, is also supposed to make a cameo in Aquaman 2, and apparently his cameo has also been removed because they had fan screenings, and they took out his cameo in that one, which I think all of this is a bad idea. For me personally, I just go, if they already filmed their cameos and that's what you were going to do, just keep doing, especially if they're doing a hard reboot, which I want to talk about in just a second. But if you're doing a hard reboot, then just do that because they're going to be gone anyways. And they also talk about Cavill and his situation, how he quit The Witcher because he probably thought he was going to be in the new Superman some more, and that doesn't look like it's going to happen anymore. And they just talk about how everything is in flux in terms of what the moving forward in terms of that. Now, in saying all this, also in another article I read that Patty Jenkins actually, when they gave her studio, because what they did was she turned in her script, which probably wasn't that great because Wonder Woman 1984 was a mess. She turned in her script and then they gave her studio notes. They were like, "This isn't going to work for us, Patty. Here's some stuff that you need to fix." And she was like,
"Looks stupid now. It looks stupid now, but you have to wait."
No, thank you.
Absolutely not. I will not take notes from you people. And they were like, "Well, then there's the door, sweetheart." And I guess she sent him the definition of character development or whatnot. And I'm all like, "Oh, don't be unprofessional." And Patty Jenkins has proven that she's not like, that first movie, she had, what was his name? Heinberg, I don't remember, but she had other writers on that. And I think that she needs to just surround herself with no people because she can't be told yes all the way through. And 1984 is a clear example of that. When she was told yes for everything, she made a crappy movie. So James Gunn came out with this. I still want to talk about a hard reboot because, I'm all favor for a hard reboot. He came out with a tweet after this came out, and it says, this is what it says. We'll go through it just a little bit. It says, "So, as for the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not." He then went on to say, in some other stuff, he said, "Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself. And there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming," which I'm happy that they have a cohesive story. That makes me happy. "But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunities to build upon what has worked in DC for so far, and to help rectify what has not. We know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story and in the service of the DC characters. We know you cherish and we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. Which I thought that was a pretty good answer in terms of what he was trying to say there. Now, here's what I think they should do with this whole thing. First off, Patty Jenkins, she can go. I don't even care. Second off, I personally think they should do a hard reboot. And when I say that, get rid of everything. I'm talking the actors, the stories, everything. Now, I haven't disliked everything they put out, and I've liked what James Gunn has put out, and he's one of what I'm going to talk about mostly. I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I cannot tell you how much I love him as Aquaman. And I'll always be grateful to Zack Snyder for making Aquaman cool. He made him like this biker type kind of guy. But when I was growing up, Aquaman has always been my favorite DC character, always. And I got made fun of a lot, being a fan of Aquaman. And people would be like, oh, but he just talks to fish. I'm like, he doesn't talk to fish because fish don't talk. That's not how it works. You're being ridiculous. He floats around on flying turtles. And I'd be like, oh, get out of here with your nonsense. I'm always grateful to Zack Snyder for that. Now, in terms of James Gunn, I think you should do a hard reboot, but I think that his biggest problem will be getting rid of the characters that he wrote and brought into the DCEU. I'm talking about Peacemaker and Harley Quinn. The reason I'm talking about Harley Quinn is because he has said that he really wants to work, that she's the best actress he's ever worked with, and he wants to work with her again. And I just go, if you have Peacemaker and Harley Quinn and you build off the characters that you created in those two projects, it brings in the other things. And it's like you're getting rid of some actors and you're keeping some, and it's like the same character, the same actor. And I'm all like, I don't know what's going on here. And there's rumors that Jason Momoa is going to be Lobo. And I would be fine with him being Lobo, but he can't be Aquaman too. Also, I mean, it would just be weird. So I think a hard reboot is needed. Start over when it comes to, I know people are like, I don't want to see Superman's origin story again. Fine, don't show it. We all know Superman's origin story. We all know Batman's origin story. We don't need to see these origin stories again. Do like they did with Spider-Man in No Way Home or Homecoming. They didn't do the origin of Spider-Man because we all know it and we were fine with it. So I think that moving forward, just do a hard reboot, get rid of everybody, everything, start fresh, start new, blank slate. And I think that that's the way to go with this new DCU. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Wonder Woman 3 getting canceled? Possibly. We'll see what happens with that. And then do you think that the DCU, that James Gunn and Peter Safran should just do a hard reboot? I think they should just clear slate. Like I said before, clear slate. Let's just get rid of it and just start all over. I haven't disliked everything, but I haven't liked everything either in the DCEU. So I think we should start fresh and new and give everybody a chance to breathe a little bit and have creative, freedom a little bit. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Tell me, what do you guys think about all this? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.